Recording. And we are recording. Okay. So, hello everybody, and welcome to another installment. I am here with none other than Dr. George Maracas, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Thanks, Clint. Thank you.
The crowd goes crazy.
I heard them. My God.
Yes, it's deafening.
I know.
I've known George for several years. He was a professor at Arizona University of
State.
Arizona
University.
State. And he worked at Motorola as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
when we were talking out in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. So I've known him for a while, and now he has moved on, and he's at the Department of Energy as a program manager in the DOE. So you manage a lot of different projects and things like that, right?
Yes, I do. I primarily manage the nanoscale science research centers, which are the U.S. premier research centers. And they're located in 6 national laboratories:
Oh.
Brookhaven, Argonne, Berkeley, Sandia, Los Alamos, and Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Okay.
Their mission, our mission, is to do good research, leading nanoscience research, and work with users, people that can access the facilities. So this is really interesting for small businesses and university types, because all you need to do is write a couple of page proposal that the staff will help you write, and to do some science. If the reviews, the peer reviews come back positive, then you can work at no cost, free.
Oh, wow.
Free. Use all their state-of-the-art equipment and world-leading equipment, and work with the scientists as well. So many companies, small companies, work with the nano centers, especially the ones up at Berkeley, the molecular foundry at Berkeley. They have an incubator adjacent to it.
No
so
kidding.
You can take your technology out. Yeah, it's really worth it. I mean, it's free if you just give a good science case.
Right. Is there, I'm sure there is, but there must be a listing of what each center has to offer: specialty equipment, access to different things.
Right. So all you have to do is Google or do a search for NSRC Portal, Portal.
Okay.
And it'll come up with a one-stop website that will link you to everything.
To everything. I'll put that on this video at the end.
Yeah.
So that
NSRC Portal. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. And then so you get users from around the country. It's not worldwide. It's just
it's worldwide.
It is worldwide.
Yeah. I mean, it's the premier research. Well, they're like the research lab. Some of our friends in other countries say. So our model has been copied by several countries. So it's good. No, it's good.
Why is Berkeley such a really cool one? Just they're doing different types of stuff out there? Or?
No. Well, they're all cool. They're all unique. They all focus on different aspects of nanoscience. The Berkeley one is right in the middle of Silicon Valley, and so they have a lot of companies there. And so 13% of their users are from companies, small, medium, and large companies. The other nano centers are around 10%, maybe some 5%, but. So you just have to go on to the website, look, to see what is your interest, and then you just call them up, contact them.
That's good. So,
but I also the SBIR program, which takes nanotechnology, converts nanoscience into nanotechnology. So I have many phase 1 and phase 2 SBIR grants.
Got it. What are those mostly focused on for you? I mean, nanotechnology, but anything in particular?
So nanotechnology is a very broad field. It encompasses many different disciplines: chemistry, materials, physics, biology, so forth and so on. The applications of nano are very widespread. And so what we focus on are instruments, super high resolution electron microscopes. We have the highest resolution electron microscope in the world. The team 0.5. It has less than an angstrom resolution. And so we get new hardware, if you like, new components for that. Sources and optics, and
Hmm.
sample holders, but we also put in artificial intelligence to that and to the other experiments. So what's happening is that data, the experiments are getting so sophisticated that there are huge quantities of data coming down the pike. And this is a good opportunity for young companies, right?
Yeah.
To get in and see how to handle all that data. If you have a terabyte every 15 seconds that's generated by one instrument, one camera,
Wow.
it's a lot of data.
So the AI helps to sort of sort it out. So it's acting like a microscopist would in the old days or something
That's
like
the
that,
idea.
right?
That's the idea. The microscopy has gotten so complicated that you need a more specialized person every year, right, to run this stuff.
Yeah.
And even putting the AI on there is another burden on the microscopists. They have to learn AI. So we're transitioning to the point where AI and machine learning will actually run this system and present the data to you in real time, 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, whatever you want to see. And we'll help you search for turn the data into knowledge. That's what it want to do.
Damn, that is fancy.
Oh
That's
yeah.
like,
Oh, it's wild stuff. But
I mean, at 1 angstrom, pardon my like ignorance because I've been out of the nano biz for a while. But I mean, is that like atomic level? Like, are you
that's atomic
seeing?
level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're seeing like atoms.
we can see individual atoms. Not only can we see them, um, but now we're able to see individual ones, and in addition, find what their chemical composition is. So you can tell if it's a phosphorus or a sulfur or manganese. Yeah, it's amazing
You
stuff.
do that like is that some sophisticated probe or something like that, or is it like you just look at them like, oh, it looks like a phosphorus atom there? Like what?
Well,
How
no,
do you
no.
tell that stuff?
So, good, very good question. Very good question. So, what happens is that you need, electron microscopes are good for structural. You can see the
Yeah.
structure. There's like billiard balls in a pyramid. But what you need is extra information, another sensor in there that will measure the chemical composition of that. And so there's embedded X-ray
Oh,
X-ray
okay.
sensors and excitation of X-rays, and we also have optical techniques to excite it. So this multimodal, if you like, experiment where many stimulations and detectors are there. You have to piece that all together, put it into a physics-based model, and then understand what's going on. It's a lot of computation time, a lot of,
Yeah.
but it's happening. It's happening.
It's always like eye-opening to me to see where machine learning and AI is going. So I never would have thought that you'd be working on that for electron microscopes and
Exactly.
stuff like that. I mean, that's just nuts.
Mhm.
So do you have a pretty big program in that, like trying to find companies that will come up with new AI machine learning algorithms and things like that to do this
Yes,
analytics?
exactly. And so I have several phase twos now in the software area. To couple AI machine learning with a microscopy, and not just microscopy, but the electron microscopy, also scanning probe microscopy, where you take a little needle and drag it across a surface, and you can measure atomic resolution,
Yeah.
what the topography is.
Yep.
And so those are some of the things. We also work on nanofilters, to clean CO2 out of smokestacks, if you like.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Like some sort of membrane type thing or some.
yeah, yep,
Okay. Gotcha.
membrane type thing that has high flow rates. You can handle high flow rates and high selectivity.
Yep.
So that kind of stuff. We make these. We're looking for people that will build us these femtosecond lasers at very high powers, so that we can make advanced sources, electron sources, X-ray sources. And so yeah, I have many things in the portfolio. We also do quantum work at quantum devices, quantum materials. How do you build them? How do you characterize them? Can you see the wave function of a qubit?
Yeah.
Qubit is a quantum bit.
Yeah.
So it's just wild stuff.
That's crazy.
But
Crazy.
the other part, which is really exciting about nanotechnology, is that you can use it to do targeted drug delivery. So like for cancer, let's say, right? We can build these little cages out of DNA origami. DNA origami is basically you use the Watson-Crick pairing rules. A binds to T and G binds to C selectively. And if you can synthesize these big, long polymers that will self-assemble into different shapes. And so we can assemble them into spheres, isocohedrons, into cages, all this kind of stuff. And we can encase a drug inside of that. And then the tail of this thing, so you got a cage here, right?
Yeah.
And then you got a tail coming off of it.
Yeah.
And that tail will has a receptor on it that will bind to a specific cancer cell, let's say.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And so, it'll go through your blood. It'll attach to the receptor on the cancerous cell, and then release the cargo there. So instead of having to put a high dose of chemical in your system, which can cause side effects, you just deliver the chemical there and release it. So it's right on the,
that's the way of the future.
Oh yeah, nano and bio together are a wonderful thing.
Because that's chemotherapy where you're only getting the chemo where you need the therapy, instead of just all over your body.
Exactly. And the one other thing, this is just an aside. I'm sorry, you got me started talking.
No, this is great, man. This is like cutting edge stuff. I love it.
What we did a few years ago, and this is our Center for Nanoscale Materials up at Argonne National Laboratories, working with University of Chicago, University of Illinois, UIUC. What they did was they synthesized these paramagnetic nanoparticles.
Oh, wow.
So we nanoparticles are us, right? I mean, the quantum dots that you find in TVs and LEDs and all that kind of stuff. And, we know how to make any kind of nanoparticle at all of our nano centers. It's a very big strength of ours. But what we did is we put these little paramagnetic particles with specific tethers to tumor cells, right? And what we did is we injected them into a patient to try to kill an inoperable brain tumor. You can't operate on it, so the patient would have died. So what we did was we put it in there, and the paramagnetic particles absorb microwaves from the outside and heat up. And so they cook the tumor.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
That is really cool.
There's a lot of stuff that you can do. It just need people, young people with imaginations and guts to pull it off.
I gotta study biotech, because I kind of never did that. Although we had at the early days of Evident Technologies, we had a product that would go into cancerous tumors, and you'd be able to image it using night vision goggles.
There you go. Yep.
But it was made of lead. So there's an issue. I mean, so you take this sauce, you drink it, it goes in, finds things, but and you could image, but you could die soon after because of lead poisoning. So there's a few issues.
We've come a long way with biocompatibility. We can do that now with upconverting nanoparticles and downconverting nanoparticles. So it's very cool.
This is like the promised land you're talking about, because I remember years ago, like nano bioconvergence was like the thing, and now it seems like it's happening.